What is up, YouTube? How are you? Hello, Cryptonairz. Hi, how is everyone? You guys know what time it is, right? It's time for another episode of Around the Clock, where we share all of the crypto news with you, all the tips and trends that we can find, share what's going on in the crypto sphere, and what is happening with NFTs and the metaverse. Are y'all ready? We do have a very special announcement for you guys. So hang on, keep watching to the end of the show so that we can make this announcement. I'm sure that everybody's going to love what I have to say. Um, so, yeah, let's start with how we always do, and that is with the markets. So, let me share my screen. Lots of big happenings, not necessarily in the market, but just all around. We got some reporting to do for what Uncle Gary's been up to of late. And we're going to share a couple of videos with you guys. Let me go back to all the coins. And let me refresh to make sure we have the latest and greatest in terms of the prices of these tokens today. Bitcoin, Big Daddy Bitcoin sitting at $47,128. Looks like it's up 0.3% for the 7-day average. So it did get back above 45. Whew. We're always happy when it's going up because that usually means it's taking the other altcoins with it. Ethereum today is at 34.26, down 13% for the 7 days. Cardano still hanging in there at number 3 and $2.40. XRP still over $1 at $1.10. And Solana still going for a downward dip. It's down to 158.82, but it had a huge run up. So
it had a very bad day. Solana's been down all day. All day.
yeah. Don't know if that was that buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing that got Solana to where it is, or if other things are going on.
No, I mean
No.
the network is down.
Ah, oh, really? Well, that explains. Yeah. Hopefully this won't have a huge impact on the price and they can get things fixed over there. So,
There were some shots fired by Gavin Woods
really,
about the situation. Yeah.
crypto gossip is the best, isn't it? As per usual, we are going to check the price of Strong for the Strong Block crew. Shout out. Strong is up today. It's 519 and 17 cents, up 14.6% for the 7 days.
Love to
Yay.
see it.
We all rank number 444. Yay. So that is the markets today. Hey Lou, how art thou? That is the markets today, guys. Let's move on to what the House Dems are doing. You know what? Um, you know, I definitely believe in bipartisanship wherever we can find it. But I have to say, I'm quite disappointed in the Democrats around crypto. There's a couple of them, and that gave some or asked Gary Gensler some questions to in his testimony. We'll share a little bit of that with you tonight, that are pro crypto, but I'm not liking how a lot of them are coming off with this approach to demonize this industry. So this article basically talks about something that House Democrats are bringing forward to close a tax loophole, or what they think is a tax loophole that's used by crypto investors. And the issue with this, guys, is that there still is this big question of what crypto is in terms of, do they want to classify this as a security, or are they going with the IRS definition of this as property? So let me just kind of read through this article with you guys so that you can see what is happening. And again, not happy about this at all. It says House Democrats proposed a bill Monday that would impose a wash sale rule on commodities, currencies, and digital assets. So that includes, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. All of these things would be subject to anti abuse rules, just like stocks, bonds, and other securities. Currently, crypto investors have a dual benefit. They can claim a tax loss and then quickly buy back the asset they sold to capture any upswing in the price. So, God forbid that anybody should make a profit. House Democrats proposed legislation Monday to close this tax loophole for cryptocurrency investors. Um, so apparently, this was presented to or issued by the House Ways and Means Committee. Sorry, I'm looking at Commodities Committee. The wash sale rules prevents investors from reaping tax benefits from a losing investment and then immediately buying back the same asset. The IRS, however, is treating crypto as property, not as a security, which is how the asset class escapes the rules. So they're looking to close that. So that would mean that they would have to label cryptocurrency as a security. Crypto investors reap two benefits. With the loophole, they can sell crypto for a loss, claim the tax benefit, or that loss can reduce or eliminate the capital gains tax on a winning investment. So they're um, saying that they can buy back into crypto, and because of the volatility surrounding cryptocurrency, that basically this isn't fair, and that they should be it should be taxed just the same way as securities are taxed. So then they're saying, oh well, the whining part of this is that by comparison, they're saying that stock investors aren't allowed to do this. So basically, why should cryptocurrency holders be allowed to do this? So it's among a series of tax reforms that Democrats are considering to raise money for climate investments and the expansion of U.S. social safety net. And I'm all for that, for sure, for certain. And I'm sorry if my browser, 'cause for some reason my Yard stream's been not capturing my browser. Was it up there for a minute, Al? Hopefully it was.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I read that to you guys. Um, that is what is happening there. They are definitely trying to eliminate that. And I know that everyone, here's the article. Hopefully you guys can see that this time. Everyone is, concerned about where the direction this is heading, what this is going to do in terms of our tax bills. And again, most of us are not, seven figure, salary households. We're just, trying to make it, trying to survive just like everybody else. And when you are finally able to make gains after so many years living in the United States and struggling with all of these recessions, it's very disheartening when then every gain you make then ends up being taken from you in taxes, and by some rules that are not concrete, because IRS has said it's property. Now you want to say that it's a security, and it's like these people just cannot make up their minds, and it's very, very, very frustrating, to say the least.
Well, I think that this is obviously still up for debate. It has been proposed. If it takes effect, it will be at the end of the year. The wash sale in stocks, you have to wait 30 days after the sale to repurchase again.
Hmm.
So I think that they're trying to make that apply here. That, let's say, and I have considered doing this before, not for the reasons stated, but for my own reasons, because when I was a noob, I
Hmm.
made a mistake and I bought an asset on Voyager without realizing that I could not transfer that particular asset out of Voyager to my own wallet. Um,
Hmm.
and so I can't stake it. I'm stuck with it on Voyager. So I had debated, like, do I just sell this and take the money and rebuy it again at a place where I can stake it?
Hmm.
And I was always too worried that it would go up after I sold it. And in the amount
Hmm.
of time that I was waiting, for that money to get transferred to my bank account so I could repurchase it somewhere else, so I didn't end up doing it. That's not really why people do it though.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and this really would affect, for the most part, big traders. I don't really think it's affecting the little person, but it is an effective way to take a tax deduction on gains. And I read another article that had explained that while this would suck, it's not all doom and gloom because you would still get the deduction on the loss if you were taking a loss, but it will just be applied differently. It will be applied to the cost basis of the asset. So it's slightly confusing. It's
It's very
disappointing, but I'm not
confusing, and
surprised at all.
yeah, and even though they always say, "Oh, it's not going to hurt the average investor," somehow these things end up hurting the average investor. So I'm very cynical when it comes to any of this stuff. But yeah, that's the latest and greatest, guys. So we'll keep you informed as per usual. I got some videotape from Gary Gensler's.
Did you watch that today?
Girl, no, it was 2 hours long, and I have been so busy. It's unreal. Did you get a chance to watch it all?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't actually watching. It was playing while I was at work. While I was working, I had it playing in the background.
So you heard a lot of this testimony.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I have some issues with our favorite Senator Warren.
Girl, I didn't even listen to her because I already knew. I'm still trying to see her as the Elizabeth that I knew and loved, but she's quickly losing her gleam. The gleam in my
I
eye for
think
her is gone really
today,
quickly.
the line of questioning or the route that she took once again made it apparent that she knows what she's talking about, but she doesn't. And this is often the time with legislators or representatives, whatever, that they have an entire staff that does research for them because they are only one person. They cannot possibly do all of this on their own.
Right.
But for this particular thing, which she's really gunning for, I think she needs to start doing some of this research on her own. She actually presented the most ridiculous scenario of, in particular, last Tuesday, if I wanted to buy coin A for $100 and I had to pay a $20 fee to get that, then the next day I noticed that the market was tanking and I really wanted to get out of that. And then am I going to have to pay another fee again to get out of it? And
What
then,
is she
of course,
talking about? My God.
She's talking about ETH gas fees
That's crazy. She knows
and just
nothing, just like you say.
implying that the $100 investment, the person would be totally wrecked because they wouldn't be able to pay the gas fee to get their token out. First of all, you know what? It's not the only DeFi protocol out there. It's not the only chain offering DeFi. It's just
Exactly.
painting a very misleading picture.
Picture.
And there are people that don't know about crypto and they are listening to these sessions. There's people
Right.
that watch these things regularly to get their information. And then they're going to believe that this is the accurate picture.
That she's painting. Yeah.
Mhm.
I totally agree with you about that, particularly about the paternalistic and the clip that I'm getting ready to play. And again, this is somebody whose politics I do not agree with, but he was 100% correct with his assessment of how this is going. And it just in the words that you have quoted from Elizabeth Warren, that people are, basically stupid and they don't know how to look after their own best interest. And this is just, again,
Exactly.
not the case. And so let's protect them by, taking all of their gains and their opportunity to make gains. So I'm just like, I'm too through, but I'm gonna cue this up for you guys. Give me just a second here. Just this particular part for a minute or two. And this is Tim Scott getting ready to speak.
Somebody as you're trying to inspect a fund or a company and so forth. But yes, we're looking at extending this just because of the realities of this health pandemic that we're in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Scott from South Carolina is recognized.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for holding this important hearing today, and thanks to the ranking member for his comments earlier on, his opening statements about the importance of having market accessibility to all Americans. And it seems like we've been heading in the right direction for quite some time here over the last 10 years or so. And some of the concerns I have, Chair Gensler, is that what I've seen from a policy position from you so far seems to may actually jeopardize that path to financial opportunity for the average American. I think back to my days in business when I was in the insurance and for a small time in the financial services business, that I would tell my clients oftentimes that there are really only three ways to create wealth in America. First is real estate, and one of the reasons why we focus on the American dream is synonymous with home ownership. There's no question in my mind that the fact is that you build equity in your house, and you're actually building equity in this nation. It's your share of the American dream that is so powerful and important that we focus on. The second way that you create wealth in this nation and experience more of the American dream is through having a business, and have that business grows and it becomes more profitable, and that net worth that you see accumulating is a part and parcel to the American dream. And then finally, it's having an equity position in the marketplace. And to the extent that we make it more affordable for the average person to invest in this marketplace, they have a chance to literally experience the American dream, to exceed their wildest imaginations financially. If you think back 32 years ago, do you have any idea what the percentage of American households that were investing in the stock market?
Well, we've grown. I mean, particularly in the last 10
32 years
right.
ago, any idea what it was?
I mean, I don't know the specific number, but lower than today, about 10 points lower.
Good answer. So 32% of American households 32 years ago had access to one of the three streams that leads to creating wealth in this nation. And much of the reason why they had such limited access is because the fees to make a trade were so darn high. Imagine today the average stock price is around $119 with the S&P 500. If you invested in a stock in the 70s and 80s, your stock would have to increase to $139 before you made a penny, because you were using that increase to pay the transactional cost. Today, it's zero. So literally, you have a chance to invest in the marketplace because we've gotten rid of those high transactional costs. So, as you said, today, the actual number of households that are able to invest in the market, 53% of households are invested in the market. Why? Because the price to get involved in the market plummeted. And so when we hear things like banning payment for order flow, it sends shivers down the spines of people who have waited for this day to come. 15 years ago, it was $15 or $20 to make your trade. Today, it's nothing. It literally, you have access to a market. If you're a rural America living in Saluda, South Carolina, or inner city Chicago for the first time, you have a chance to be in the marketplace. Under the Biden administration, those opportunities could vanish away so quickly. And that is painful as a kid who grew up in poverty, who now has access to the market. 40% of the households in this nation who make less than $75,000 they're in the market. Why? Because it's affordable. We have to trust Americans to make their own decisions on their own investments and not have a paternalistic regime helping protect Americans because they can't figure it out for themselves. And I'm concerned about that. And my question for you is, what is your plan to ensure that the existing system and the potential for innovation within that system continues so that the average retail investor benefits from that and we don't see ourselves going backwards that leads to higher trade costs, so that fewer Americans are able to invest their hard-earned money in the way that they see fit?
Senator, I'm sitting here thinking, one, how much my father, Sam Gensler, if he was alive today, would like you, because he would have agreed on your 3 points about real estate, start a small business, which he did. He never had more than 30 employees. And as a kid, he used to toss.
You guys, I'm not going to go through because it's 2 hours long. But I thought that that particular commentary by Tim Scott was right on point. Um, Later on in this very lengthy report, he again, he's still using the adjective Wild West to refer to cryptocurrency. Um, and yeah, it's not getting any better in terms of Gensler's comments here and his still, trying to get more resources to, bring the hammer down, and nothing that he's doing is friendly, and they definitely are legislating by litigating, and that's never a good idea. This next article just kind of confirms the same thing. Actually, I apologize, you guys. We already played that. We already went over that. But no. There's one in here that says that this is the one. I'm sorry. There were 3 or 4 today, so forgive. It's been a long week, and it's only Tuesday. The SEC chair doubles down and tells crypto firms to come in and talk to us. Now, I do not know who in their right mind would want to take Gary up on this invitation, because it's very clear that he's not in any shape, form, or fashion doing or being cooperative with these crypto firms. It does definitely seem more like a witch hunt. And as Coinbase and Ripple can tell you, they were in talks with SEC for a long time, or trying to talk to SEC for a long time and getting nowhere. And so, yeah. Were you going to say something, Allie?
No. I mean, I pretty much, before you played that clip, I said what I had to say on the matter. It's just disappointing. So, but I am not surprised anymore. I had a feeling that this was all going to be bad news. We all know what's going to happen here. Will be stifled.
Yeah.
Companies will move overseas.
Yeah, I just there was something here that I definitely wanted to mention. This was kind of funny to me. I hope I'm not doing the robot, you guys. Hopefully that's not me, but if it is, forgive. He said here in the article that each token's legal status depends on its own facts and circumstances, but the probability is quite remote that with 50, 100, or 1,000 tokens, any given platform has 0 security. So he's on the hunt for anything that he can deem a security, and that in and of itself is unclear. He said that he wanted to work with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, which we did an article here a couple of weeks back, where some of the representatives were asking them to work and play together nicely, because the head of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission said that he felt Gensler was overreaching, and he wanted to make sure that he was able to get in there too and do a money grab, I'm sure. So now he says he wants to work with him. In addition, he wants to work with the Federal Reserve, the Department of Treasury, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. So yeah, they are definitely organizing, and he's basically saying, yeah, come on in and talk to me so I can find out, what I want to deem a security on your platform. Whether you're selling 50, 100, or 1,000 tokens, there's a security in there somewhere. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that we're going through. And shout out to Florida Girl. So happy to have you with us. So yeah, let's go on to a little bit of celebrity news. People might be familiar with Kevin O'Leary, but he has 8 quotes. Oh, come on. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to have to call the help desk here because our streaming service just keeps crashing my shares. Hopefully, you guys can see that big face there. That's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He slams Ethereum speed, touts $1 trillion opportunity in Bitcoin, and then calls for U.S. regulation in a new interview. And here are 8 quotes from that interview.
Which, by the way, he's going to be launching his own DeFi product. This should be mentioned.
Interesting. Oh, well, hopefully he's friends with Gensler. Uncle Gary and him, maybe.
Do you think?
Maybe they can work something out. He wants you to come talk to him, Kev. Go over there and see what you can do. But the number one quote is, I find Ethereum as a user that it's too slow. And there are going to be other chains that are going to emerge. Hence what Ali just mentioned, probably his chain. Number 2, I don't want to get involved in crypto if the regulator says it's not okay. I can't afford to be offside. I cannot afford to be non-compliant. Number 3, the regulators have pushed back on the Lend product from Coinbase, and that is a slowdown. Number 4, when the 10-year treasury note is making you less than inflation, you do start to look for alternatives. And that's why stable coins are becoming interesting. Number 5, we want the regulators to actually make some decisions about crypto because none of us that are in financial services want to actually be cowboys about this. Number 6, if the regulators finally allow financial services companies to call it an asset, put it into an ETF in the United States like they have in Canada and other countries. I figured that'd be another $1 trillion worth of buying into Bitcoin, and we don't have that yet, but that's an opportunity. Number 7, all the institutions are coming to the conference to discuss this topic. When and how will the regulator get on side, and when will we consider cryptocurrencies an institutional asset class? We don't know when, but it's definitely going to come. It is not going away. And this is the agenda of the CLOC conference. It was, I'm sure Kevin and some other big names in crypto, Kathy Wood, we have a little article there from some quotes from her from this conference that was scheduled from Sunday to Wednesday in New York. And number 8, this last quote from him, I'm bullish on crypto, but also DeFi. You know, it's not just about Bitcoin anymore or Ethereum.
Yeah, because he's launching his own product.
So those comments a little bit self-serving there, but that's okay, Kevin. I'm not mad at you. He's on board. He'll be good for a lot of the institutional people who may be a little bit leery of all of this. And he's definitely keeps saying, regulators, we want to be compliant. So yeah, he's already, greasing the wheels, I'm sure. Undoubtedly. Yeah, let's go on to a little bit of metaverse news here. If my screen will share. If not, you guys, please forgive. I will try it again. Yep, it didn't do it. Let's try it again. But this is from Zoom. And, I guess Zoom is hearing that Facebook is introducing the Horizons platform. Can you guys see that now? Hopefully you can. It says Zoom is getting ready for the dystopian hellscape of working in the metaverse. So, yeah, they heard, Facebook was getting ready to do this VR thing with specifically creating workspace in the metaverse for companies. So they were like, wait a minute, what about us? So they don't want to get left behind. So they had a conference called Zoomtopia 2021, and they announced that they will make their first move into virtual reality. No surprise there. And that they will be working with Facebook's Oculus Horizons workroom. So they just announced a whole lot of new features that this is going to have. It's just going to be almost exactly like, if not the thing that Facebook is doing with the avatars, the whiteboard, the different ability for you to write and brainstorm on the whiteboard and or get up to speak. And so instead of rolling out of bed, hitting the alarm, hopefully being able to not be seen on screen while you're drinking your morning coffee. Your avatar can look, have his hair combed and teeth brushed and all that good stuff, even if you don't have it all together. So there's an upside and a downside to this because it kind of makes the work-life balance that people were hoping to, create with the pandemic and everything going virtual, kind of makes it a little bit harder if you have to virtually appear as an avatar in this workspace. So people are calling it, thinking that it's going to be hell, it's going to really suck. And now Zoom is jumping in. So love to know your thoughts on that. And Belou says, yes, Kevin. I think you're referring to Kevin O'Leary did used to hate crypto, and now he's all in. Isn't it funny how things change?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would like a Zoom meeting with avatars. It's enough, I tell you. So that it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But yes, if you got any Zoom stock, keep an eye on it. Not financial advice. Just be observant to see what's happening. But yes, they are jumping into the space as well. No surprises there. And this next piece is a look at who's in the best position to monetize the metaverse. And this is a video too. Let's see if we can let this play. I think we know the answers, obviously, to some of this. If you've been watching this show, you definitely know some of the answers to who's in the best position. So be patient with me because it's taking a little longer than it normally would. Don't know what's going on with the streaming service, but they're like, oh no, you want to capture this screen? Guess what? You're not going to be able to. Okay, I think it's there now. So I'm going to start playing. If there's any ads, please forgive. And there is an ad.
Today, you want things to be on.
Hold on, guys.
And to be prepared for changes.
I'll be right in.
With IBM, you can do both. Bringing data together across clouds helps you modernize operations so you can keep those wheels moving.
Nice work, guys. And a lot of these are somewhat the usual suspects, but I want to go through them. So this is not, a hypothesis about what might be happening in a few years' time, especially with companies like Roblox, maybe even Snap. You're already starting to see this, right?
Yeah, hey, Kelly, absolutely. You're starting to see the early formations. It is going to take several years to create this new world, which is the next generation of the internet. But I think you're already seeing it today. If you open up your Snap and you roll down the street, the ability to understand where your friends are they shopping in a certain spot, walk into that shop and, maybe try a shirt on virtually without even having to go into the dressing room, right? There's a whole breed of new applications that are being born, both from the consumer side and the.
Okay, guys, it's being buggy. Hold tight.
Side that are going to really unlock some really great innovation that's going to make our lives a lot easier. It's going to take a long time. There are a lot of companies that are going to have to come together to create this world, but there's a lot of promise. And I think, Snap right now to us seems like they have already the early foundation nailed more than anyone. Clearly Facebook is making a push as well, but we think there are going to be, various degrees of vendors that have different impacts in the new world of the metaverse.
What is the metaverse?
Think of it as the next generation of the internet, Tyler. Think of it as this new immersive way. So today, again, if you open up Google Maps, you just see, a street. Well, what if you could throw the headset on and you can actually, I was your broker for you're looking for a vacation house. I could walk you down that street. I could walk you into the local coffee shop, the stores, walk you to throughout the community, and you could see it in a virtual environment. So there's many examples. This is not the perfect one, but there are many use cases where we can meet and create a richer world, whether it's for play or whether it's for work. And I think there's an incredible number of applications that we're really early stage.
And Brent, you described one world. We sit around and talk about this, Ty, the metaverse, and people say, well, we're buying our NFTs because we're going to display them in the metaverse. It doesn't have to be what Brent's describing. It's so lifelike. There's an aspect of this is just Sim City, right? It's just whatever virtual reality you want to be in. There's going to be competing metaverses, and that's what I think is interesting, Brent. Is does just one have to win? How are they all going to talk to each other? There are people who are hypothesizing that the way that Epic basically wins this battle with Apple in the long run is by saying, okay, fine, you can win your battle with the App Store, but we're going to build a better metaverse and we're going to win the war.
Well, Epic's really cool story, right? In Fortnite, you get all these users that are playing a game, and all of a sudden they want to launch a concert. So I took my kids to the Kygo concert in LA on Friday. If Kygo wants to do a concert inside one of these worlds, think about all the digital merchandise, everything you could sell, subscriptions. There's all kinds of different things you can get out of this. And so ultimately, I think it's going to be a group of vendors that benefits. Mark Zuckerberg called this out on the last earnings call. It's going to be companies like NVIDIA, right, in the semi world. It's going to be Facebook. There's going to be hardware providers that you're going to have to put either glasses or a headset on to start this off. There's companies in software like Unity, which one of my colleagues covers, that's creating software to let these worlds come alive. So we're really early. And again, there's going to be a payment component to this too, right? When you mentioned, Kelly, NFTs, this ability to exchange and buy things in this virtual setting. So I think, again, we're really early, but it's certainly promising. I think Snap right now has the best shot at creating this already.
Okay, guys. So you get the picture. You got some of those names that he mentioned are coming on board because, again, their opportunities are everywhere. Look for the companies that are creating the software, that are laying the foundational setting for all of this. And yes, we are early. We're very early movers, first advantage. And he talked about NFTs. So that segues right very nicely into our NFT portion of this evening. What's happening in the NFT verse?
I will say I keep hearing Unity being brought up over and over again in many different video clips. A friend of mine is head of community at Unity. So I don't know, maybe he would talk to us. Maybe.
Yeah, let's see if we can get him on.
Yeah. Okay, so today in NFTs, we have a lot of projects, not everything, but a lot of projects picking up steam. And we will go over that. But first, what is Garyvee up to now? Did you hear? Because he's up to something again. I mean, when isn't this guy? I'm pretty sure that he never sleeps. He now is, I'm just going to play the clip for you. If you already heard it, then please be patient. It'll just take a minute. It's a short clip from the interview that he did this morning that he was telling everyone about. It was on CNN International this morning. So we're going to share this clip. And he is making an announcement about VFriends. Here we go. Oh, fail, Allison. I forgot to share the audio. So you know what? Let's just not do that. I'm just going to tell you what he said. He is having an auction at Christie's, and he's going to be auctioning the original artwork, not actual VFriends, the NFT, but the original artwork for 5 VFriends at Christie's upcoming in an auction. And he did say that he's going to start. Christie's had asked him what is the reserve price that you would like to list these pieces for, and he said 0. Like, he's so confident in the value that he's bringing to this project, he wants to just go ahead and start it at 0. Yeah, that guy is
following in the footsteps of the Bored Apes, huh?
There's another article that I read right before this, and it was the author was questioning they weren't saying that it's going to happen, but they were questioning, can VFriends flip Bored Apes? Guess we're going to see, because Garyvee is claiming to devote the next 40 years of his life to bringing value to the VFriends project and VFriends holders.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what that is. And I missed the VFriends train. I did not miss the book train. So we will see what we get in November. I know there are many people anxiously awaiting this. But that Discord, his server is, in my opinion, at times, most times, it's completely unusable because the sheer amount of people in general chat there, it moves so fast. I think the slow chat is like 10 minutes. You can't type more than once every 10 minutes.
And when I go in there, I feel very sorry for the mods in there. they take a lot of abuse.
Yeah, it would be quite overwhelming, I imagine. But he's building one hell of a community. I'm going to give him that. Okay, so let's talk about some projects. I've seen a lot of big sales recently in the past 24 hours. One project in particular, Cryptonairz, is up, and I don't even know what this is. I've seen them. They're like little pixelated toads, and they're up 423% in the past 24 hours.
Wow. Were they a project from 2017, or were they fairly new?
No, it's fairly new, Cryptonairz. I'm not sure what's even going on with that project. I didn't look into it. I'm just monitoring large sales and changes in floors and volume in the past 24 hours. And we have 888's Inner Circle is up 94%. Art Blocks is down 35%. Axie Infinity up 5.91%. And we have CyberKongz up a whopping 182%. So some of these projects have some interesting things going on. There are some sleepers still, I think, like Penelope's Country Club. I think that's a sleeper, although it's slowly getting out of reach of the average person. Yesterday, we talked about Cool Cats, and they're going to be giving out the Milk token. A lot of these projects are doing similar things. Today, after only 24 hours, okay, Bored Ape Yacht Club, they're updating their roadmap, but in the original roadmap, it was always listed that there was going to be a treasure hunt. And in 24 hours, that was solved today. And it is not surprising to me, people that were involved in solving this puzzle. I've told you many times about Coin Artist, and she's like a professional puzzle maker, and she's an artist, but she also has an interactive gaming company called Neon District. She's the CEO of that company, but there are partners. There's 2 team members from that project and someone else. So it was a total of 3 people have solved the project. And excuse the squeaking toy. I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's once again, my dog. So what they won was a substantial prize. Hopefully, it would be nice if my husband got the dog to stop doing that, but he's just in his own zone. I don't know what's going on in there. Sorry, everyone. So the prize for solving this was substantial. I'm bringing that up now. It was, sorry, I thought that I actually had it up. I did not. They will be delivered, these 3 people, 10 ETH, Bored Ape number 10, Bored Ape Kennel Club dog number 10, an M2 serum, and a special surprise. Who knows what the special surprise is, but they will be receiving that in their wallet in 24 hours. Then, I have a few other things to talk about. I'm always finding interesting things, and I think right around when we first started streaming, I had told you about a project called 24 Pixels. And it was rumored that the dev had passed away. No one really knew. It was, again, like a pixelated project. No one knows who the dev is. Excuse me. And that's why they thought that perhaps the dev had passed away. The community had to start their own Discord. Do you remember me telling you about that, Corey?
I do. I remember. I do. Mm-hmm.
Well, things got very interesting today. I don't know if the dev has passed away. I don't know, but the floor on this is exploding, and it's just so unfortunate that I had things move so fast in this space. I'd completely forgotten that this project was even existed because everything happened so quickly. 50 new projects are dropping a day. That's an exaggeration, but I think we can all
Not
relate
really.
to the sometimes overwhelming feeling. Okay, so this is a thread, so bear with me here, but it is very interesting. Okay, let's see. Are there images here? Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go ahead and share this so that everyone can see. There is no sound here, so I'll just be reading these tweets. There's some really interesting developments, and I love stuff like this. Like, it's almost like a massive Easter egg surprise that the team, or maybe it was a solo dev, that they built into the project. And excuse me, it's only been discovered recently, in the past day. So here we are. This is what they look like, by the way. This is an 8 pixel ape 1274. Okay, so some apes in the collection have this strange string of characters and unlockable content. So I want to make sure that yeah, okay, you can see it. We counted, and it turns out exactly 2,400 apes have it. More specifically, the first 100 apes of the 24 body type traits have it. 100 times 24 equals 2,400. Then we have an image of what that unlockable content looks like. Another 240 apes, specifically all 240 apes with the machine body trait, have a much longer unlockable content. Some of them are duplicates, and based on our data so far, it seems like there are 24 unique strings, each duplicated 10 times to form the 240 machine apes. So there's an image of that. I don't really know who has the time to dig into things like this, but people do.
Yeah.
By pure divine inspiration, one of the community members figured out that you can turn that gibberish into actual Python code via base 64 decode, followed by shift 24 Caesar cipher encode. Yes, you read that right. WTF. So here they're showing the code, and yep. Okay, so you can see that now. Moving right along. Caesar happens to be the name of the protagonist ape in Planet of the Apes, who famously says, "Strong together, strong," a phrase also included in the We Ape 24 collection description. The Python code doesn't seem to work until we figure out what goes into parts. Just as we were hitting a dead end, another community member, there's their name, notices that a portion of the collection royalties was sent to safe 24.24 ETH to be exact. More digging led us to find out that the safe has exactly 24 addresses set as owners. So here you can see, I mean, this is, I don't know how someone was able to find this out. It's just nuts. And then today, out of nowhere, another member notices that the logo image on 24px.io was updated on August 24th. And oh, look, the logo is split exactly in half, but one is 16 KB and the other is 335 KB. Why the difference? Turns out it had hidden data that looks like this. If the OX at the start of each line caught your eye, good eye, because it turns out that there are 2,400 separate message signature hashes on Ethereum. Bringing us back to the number 2,400, the number of apes with unlockable content that are 40 characters long. Sure enough, we were then able to match that the hidden signatures. We were able to match the hidden signatures to verify the accuracy of the unlockable content hashes. And now another GOAT community member has built an app that allows you to contribute that hash into the community database and have that contribution attributed to your wallet address if you are the owner. Best theory is now that all 100 codes from one body type can be matched to one of the parts to spit out the private keys for one of the safe wallets. The safe can only be unlocked when 13 or more wallets sign it. So,
Wow. So there's money.
yeah, 24 ETH.
24 ETH?
Yeah, I mean, that is quite,
OMG.
that is, and I'll just click on this. I don't know if, oh no, it opened up another tab. I thought if it would stay in here, just so you guys could see. And by the way, yesterday the floor on this was like 0.02. It's now 0.14.
Are people hoping that they have one of these special apes that has
Yeah,
code in
I
it?
think it's just boost lifting up the entire project. Like, I don't know. When I was growing up, I didn't really think of like computer devs or people that sat behind computers programming as creatives. It is quite clear to me now, since I've gotten involved in crypto and with NFTs particularly, they're actually very creative, and this
yeah.
is its own art form, all on its own. And I think it's really cool that it took this long for someone to figure out. Like, what if no one ever figured out that there's this wallet with 24 ETH in it and it's going to take 13 people? It's just crazy. It's
It
cool, but
is
crazy.
very cool.
Okay. And then that was just an interesting tidbit, but you know, I always go off on tangents. And then now the last thing I have for the day is I have found a project for us, and it is new. So hopefully it's not out. It hasn't minted yet. It is going to be on Solana, and it will be, according to the devs, because I did ask, since it is not listed on the site currently, 1 or 2 ETH. I'm sorry, 1 or 2 SOL, depending on the price of SOL at the time of mint. And they are expecting mint to be in about 2 weeks. This project, again, is so cool, okay? So cool. It's called The Tower. Have you heard about this, Corey? Has
I have
anyone in the
not heard
live
about
chat
that.
heard about this project? This is, sometimes you get lucky when you have endless notifications set on your Twitter account and you follow a lot of people, because people share what other people share in my feed. And this is exactly how I stumbled across The Tower today. So first things first, I'm going to bring up, I haven't this before. Am I able to share? Yeah, to be able to.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit, but yeah, if you stop sharing that screen, you should be able to share the other screen. Allison froze. There, is she back? Yeah. There she goes. There's the share coming up here.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh, I don't think it's gonna let me share this. No. It's not working.
You're breaking up. You got the robo voice.
I actually don't think it's me.
It could be live stream. It could be our streaming service that has been having issues for the last 2 days. I'll definitely contact them about that tomorrow.
Yeah, for some reason, this is not allowing me to share this PDF, and that really is going to damper my presentation on this project. I was going to share some bits from the white paper, but I'm just going to have to read them. I'm going to try sharing it one more time and see what happens here. Yeah, I know it doesn't. Okay, it just doesn't want to let me see that. So I'm just going to have to read it to you guys, so just bear with me. So this project is called Tower. I can bring up their Twitter account. You will be able to see that. So let's do that. And it will be dropping on Solana in roughly 2 weeks. I just joined the Discord today. The devs are they're not anonymous, but I don't know their real names. Their Twitter accounts are linked and they are public. I can show you those. One of them is called DeFi His Twitter account is DeFi Governor, and the other's Twitter account is NFT Tinkerer. Let's see. And there are not many people in the Discord. There's less than, I think today they may have just crossed 1,000. So still early.
Oh yeah.
There's only 726 followers on their Twitter account, and they only have 110 tweets. So they just joined in August. And let's just share this so you can at least have something to look at while I read from here. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Twitter page for this account. So the tower, residences of Solana, they're under construction. This, I have not seen a project like this on any other chain. The tower is a community living in a futuristic skyscraper in the metaverse. Our goal is simple. We want to create a place that everyone in the Solana ecosystem can join while maintaining a project that grows in utility for years to come. We hope to set the initial stage for the tower, but it will be up to the community to take it to its greatest heights. There will be 10,000 residences that will be available for minting. Residences are spread across 500 floors in the tower with 20 residences per floor. The residences are NFTs with artwork featuring the interior of each residence. Some attributes will include the view, items in the room, wallpaper, and more. Perfect for your Twitter profile header picture. I may have mentioned this the other day, or I wanted to mention it the other day. There's actually another Solana project, and I think that we've gone through a phase of profile picture NFT drops. We're now going to move on to header picture profile drops. I think that is going to be a thing. I'm noticing a trend on that. So as we mentioned, we want everyone to have an opportunity to be part of the tower. And there's going to be 2 ways that you can get involved. This is why I think, okay, I did mention mint price will be between 1 and 2, depending on the price of Sol when it mints. Now you can mint a resident yourself, or you can mint with roommates. So
Wow.
that would be like, imagine if our entire community chipped in and we minted a whole floor just for like Cryptonairz. There's so many opportunities. It's just, this is going to be really cool. So mint with roommates. At minting time, you can get your squad together to collectively mint a residence. With this option, each roommate will receive an NFT key to the residence. Read more on sharing residences below and getting started with your roommates together. Now, I'll mention that in the Discord, there's actually even a channel in there to try to find roommates. If you wanted to be like a roommate with strangers, they're making it like a real community. And a really cool aspect is their donation to affordable housing. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be discounted for people that can't afford 1 or 2 Sol. That is why I think they have the mint with roommates. But they are going to always support the construction, maintenance, and care of real-world affordable housing communities. Using funds from minting, we're going to donate to nonprofits helping real people solve real problems. Through building a better metaverse, we can all help build a better world. And then they're going to have a marketplace for secondary sales. I'm not really sure, and I don't think they are either. It's clear here which of the 3 major Solana marketplaces that they will pick. We'll figure that out. And the tower website, at this point, we will release our complete website to allow residents to interact with the tower and their individual residences. It will include a scrolling gallery of the entire tower with ways for residents to personalize their home. Residences can be shared. When you bring roommates, during or post-mint, each roommate will hold a key to that residence. How you and your roommates utilize that is up to you, but they'll be building tools for each residence. And they're also going to be having a DAO.
Well, Ron Wilson said he does not want any roommates because he wants the whole unit to himself. And will metaverse roommates be as annoying as ones in real life? We'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. So they're also going to be creating a DAO called Tower DAO. Through Tower DAO, all residences will be receiving airdrops, special access to other projects in a community larger than any one residence. The tower will be a special place for all residents to create, share and drops, uplift new projects, and more. There's an amenities section here, and they'll be bringing, this is where I think things get really interesting. We'll be bringing, besides the DAO, of course, I'm really excited about the possibilities of what the DAO can accomplish. But with the amenities, they plan on bringing educational opportunities and events to every resident of the tower, plus some other fun things planned. And then the last section they have here is to be determined by all residences. By all residents. The Tower DAO, through collective resident communities, will decide the future of the tower as a whole. We believe the tower can be the largest project in all of crypto, and we are excited to see what the residents do. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the possibilities here. Just imagine if all of the large NFT projects on Solana, if they picked up a floor, or if they picked up like 10 apartments, residences, excuse me, there could be like a rooftop deck where there's parties, they show movies. There can be an art gallery in there, which according to the Discord, it looks like they are planning that. They just have to figure out like copyright how exactly that would work. So maybe if you're a resident in the tower, you can display your artwork in the gallery that you want to sell. And then you can click to the marketplace. Like let's say a Degen ape, you want to display your Degen ape in the gallery, but you also want to sell it. So then when a potential buyer would click on the image, it would take them to Digitalize or Solana Art. I don't know.
Mhm.
They are also open for ideas, which I think is cool. Educational opportunities for the community. I can imagine there could be like coding classes, like Solidity class. There's just so many possibilities.
How to make your own NFT.
Yeah, this is a really exciting project to me, and I think that it's going to be a big deal. I'm definitely willing to risk 1 to 2 SOL to get this myself. I also think that if we as a community grabbed a few, or even a whole floor, maybe a whole floor would be pretty pricey. So maybe just like a few just for Cryptonairz. But I know that other communities are already talking about doing the same thing. And I think it's going to be really interesting development. I did make a mistake and say there could be Solidity classes there.
Mhm.
I don't think they'll be teaching Solidity in a Solana-based NFT tower, probably Rust, but that was just a slight mistake on my part. I get a little excited about these things. So
Unless
did
there's
you
a
want to
dev watching, I don't think it'll be a problem.
did you want to hop in that Discord? Like, let me see if there's anything cool going on in there right now.
Channing says, I could see how they could take this into the real world with utility. Imagine staking one of these on their platform and earning additional yield. Yeah, what if you could actually rent out your
Yeah, I'm sure
apartment?
that, yeah.
That
There's
would be
just,
super cool.
yeah, there's so many opportunities. That's why I think that this is going to be really big. And there is a channel in the DAO for ideas already. So, and the devs are actively chatting with people that are in this server, and they're open to all sorts of ideas. Obviously, they have their own plan going already, but they are interested in input from people, potential investors, people that want to get into the project. And the way that they have it broken down with people that are in the server is like there's first showing, as if it's, like the first time that they showed the property and second showing. And I think I'm actually in the third showing. There's the first 1,000 people, I think, and I was like number 997. There are not that many people in here. So I am going to share
Yeah,
the
link their
link to
Twitter.
the
Yeah.
server,
Mhm.
and I'm also going to share the link to the 2 devs, because although they're not fully anon, I do not know their names. They do have active Twitter profiles. So, and they are known developers to the community. So that does make me feel a little more comfortable than someone being totally anonymous. Okay, so let's see here. Corey, do you think that you would be interested in this, or?
Heck yeah. I'm all, when you said apartments on the Solana network, and it sounds like a huge deal. Again, we are so early. This kind of thing is going to be the front runner for projects that will follow it. So I definitely would love to be part of this, and definitely we should bring it to our Discord. You guys join our Discord. Use the fall 35 coupon code for 35% off of any subscription level. We be doing fun stuff like that, like this in the Discord all the time. And you can come and be part of our Tower DAO also. But yeah, this sounds awesome, and I'm hyped for it. I'm here for this for sure.
So I've dropped a link to the Discord in the chat. Once you get in there, you will see the 2 the devs, DeFi Governor and NFT Tinkerer. It doesn't actually link to their Twitter profiles in there. I just went on Twitter and typed in the same name, and it's the same people. So like NFT Tinkerer, it says architect at Tower DAO, and for DeFi Governor, architect at Tower DAO. So they also, I did see some people in the community. Thugbirds, I don't know if you've heard of that Solana project. That's a pretty big NFT project, or it's popular, I should say. A lot of Thugbirds are planning on investing in this, and also Degen Apes. So I can see
Oh, they'll have a
that
whole
there
floor.
are going to be, there are going to be communities within this community that are joining in. And I think that's what's going to make it a special place.
I hope they have it like in real life where you can actually reserve this rather than doing a mint drop where it's going to sell out and a lot of people won't get the opportunity. So I hope that that's being presented, and they'll do this a little bit different because, there was no number of Galaxy Egg. Did you hear about, or do you know about them?
I was going to talk about that,
And
but
they had a really bad drop. So we don't need this with, I hope they do this. Like if it's an apartment, you should be able to do an application and they should reserve it for you. And because there's only going to be a limited amount. If they do a mint like this, it's going to be crazy.
that's actually a very interesting concept. That's a really interesting concept. And I think that someone should put that. Corey, I think you should join the server. I won't type it because it's your idea. Join the
You can type
server.
it. You have my permission to
Join
type it.
and mention that, because they really are open to ideas, and they are actively chatting to people about what they can do to make this like the best project possible. And I think that's really cool, especially to have the showing 1, showing 2, showing 3. Oh, an application. Now I have heard that maybe there'll be like some special club. Like, when you go to these in metropolitan areas, if there's large buildings, sometimes it'll be like a whole complex. There'll be shopping. Imagine, okay, here's another thing. Again, this is one of my tangents. But imagine that it is like one of these urban huge buildings that contains entertainment, like there's a bar in there or a rooftop deck, there's gyms, there's shopping. So then you could sell merch with the NFTs that you own in those stores, without projects that allow you to do that. So like a hat or a sweatshirt, or I don't know, whatever crazy kind of thing that you could come up with NFTs that you own. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I was just talking about, they have those big pools, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
your idea for merch is a good one. It would have to be, I guess, on the Soul network though, since there's no bridge yet.
yeah,
Maybe, I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe they'll come up with
It
that.
could
Somebody will invent it.
Yeah, I think that the possibilities are really endless, and no one has done anything like this before, which is why I think it's really going to do some things. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion, being really excited about a new project that I have stumbled across. And I think that it will be fun building this community from ha ha ha, but the ground up, just like you would build power in real life. I
Mhm.
think that that's going to be really cool. And then watching how existing communities come into a new community. Um, will they stay in like cliques, or will they interact with the other communities that join the tower? It's like a massive social experiment, and I think I've mentioned it before. I'm all about experiments. I like to participate in them. So yeah, that was the exciting. And I found something else, but that will be for tomorrow. Corey, this other thing is going to be something you really love, sort of fashion
Ooh,
based.
I
Um,
can't wait.
yeah, and I did hear about
Yeah.
Galaxy eggs. That's really
Yeah.
disappointing because I was reading that unfortunately the team was warned by community members in the server about that, and
Mhm.
they chose to do nothing to prevent it.
Mhm.
And once again, we have one ETH shop or whatever his name is getting like
Mhm.
800 to 1,000 eggs. It's the same thing.
I just wonder at this point if it's even just on purpose. Like that's just their group, and they make this tell them exactly what to do to get what it is that they want, and um, you know, then they just, sell them for the team. I don't know. It's so odd that at this stage that would happen when people have the knowledge to prevent that from happening. So,
Yeah, well, that's why
yeah.
it's an active decision by the team
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
knowing that this loophole exists and deciding not to fix it. That
Mhm.
is the team actively making that decision. So there was another project that launched at the same time called Blank Face, and
Mhm.
Blank Face took reservations instead of what happened here with Galaxy Eggs. Guess who had a smooth launch and who didn't? I
Who
think we
did
know. It would be Blank Face.
it?
So, and not only did they do the reservation system, but they also used Survey Monkey to collect IP addresses that will help them combat bots. So I think that that was cool. Um, and I just flat out am not going to participate in any project that doesn't make uh, any kind of effort to try to stop. Um, I don't know if this is a person, a company, a team of people, this one ETH shop, if they're not going to take any active measures to prevent one ETH shop or similar
Mhm.
accounts from behaving the same way and
Yeah, from
creating.
using bots to front run everybody. It's
Yeah,
totally
it's
unfair.
not good for the community.
Yeah.
And I will support a project like Blank Face or Vampire Syndicate did the same thing. We know Parallel also took reservations. I think we're gonna find
Yeah,
that
there's
there's no
other ways
excuse
to
for
do
gas
this.
wars now.
For
Yeah, there's
sure,
no
for
excuse.
sure.
So
100%. I agree with
yeah,
that. And you guys, I said there would be a special announcement at the end of our show. We are very pleased to announce that we will have the one and only Crypto Eddie here of XRP Flare Network fame. And we will be interviewing her on Thursday night, right here, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern. So, especially and particularly if you are an XRP, Flare Network, anything to do with them, Patty XRP, who is in our Discord, by the way, you guys. If you're a fan of the XRP Nation in any shape, form, or fashion, come on down, support Crypto Eddie. We would love to have you. I cannot wait to interview her to learn all about why she is so passionate about that particular cryptocurrency. But I've watched her for as long as I've been in the space, love her, very excited and inspired to interview her. So Allie and I will be doing that on Thursday night here. So make sure you join us and spread the word.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
100%, guys. So you know what time it is. We've come to the end of our show for tonight. It is time to say good night. And I hope that everybody enjoys the heck out of their hump day tomorrow. And we will see you here again, 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. Take care, everyone.
Bye.